Taking a look here at Ethereum. Ethereum very similar to what we looked at on Bitcoin's chart. So with the exception that Ethereum is actually still above its Kijun-sen on the 3-week chart. There is a Kumo twist coming up at the beginning of May. It's a little off. It's March for Bitcoin, May for Ethereum, but that really doesn't matter all that much. Be interesting to see what it does up here as far as finding some support or resistance. The oscillator does suggest that we should see some higher prices moving forward here. Definite hidden bullish divergence present. You have these higher lows, higher closes, but lower lows in that oscillator on the 3-week chart. Shifting over to the weekly, we get into this kind of activity here with Ethereum sitting. Let's see, is this Coinbase one or is this the? Yeah, that's right. Looks a little better than Bitcoin in some respects because of where it's currently at. It's inside the cloud, but it's not testing the extreme lows down here in that 2300 zone. The RSI remains in bull market territory, holding 40 as support. It did have a bullish cross recently above that fast moving average, but it's slanting down again. And you do have the percent B looking like it wants to slope up. So there's some good levels to watch here as far as identifying a future breakout. Now, it'll return to an ideal bullish Ichimoku breakout setup once the weekly Chiku span is at a level where it's above the bodies of the candlesticks in an open space. That won't happen until basically Ethereum is back at 4K. So that makes it a little more difficult. Essentially, we're talking about how big of a gain would that be? Oh, under 50%, but no, yeah, it'd be roughly a I thought it was right around there. A little over 50% gain from where it's currently at in order for that to be achieved. Moving on to the daily chart, you can see we've created another swing low here. And all we're really doing, it seems, is that we're testing the breakout level that existed in this congestion zone here between 2300 and 25 to 2600 and moving above that. I mean, there's been some clear rejection against a lot of levels here. The prior bull flag, which is represented in blue and red here as a linear regression channel, got stopped by the cloud on the 10th, pulled back lower, moved up again inside the cloud, rejected lower. Really from the 15th to where we are now, I mean, it's had a 20% drop. Now we're below the Kijun-sen again. Now, if the Chiku span dips below the bodies of these candlesticks, so if it moves to like 2500, we have a daily close at or below 2500 by Wednesday. That could trigger some immense selling pressure and bring us into a total capitulation zone. But it is setting up very, very, very nicely for a huge spike because the threshold for a bullish breakout has been reduced significantly. And by the 25th, so in 4 days, instead of having to close above 3,300 on the daily chart to achieve that bullish breakout, it needs to close right around 3175. Not a huge difference, but it is a difference. And that would put it above all the Ichimoku resistance levels, and it would put it above the midline of the bull flag. I would put it above this chunk of the volume profile. That is a very, very, very heavy resistance chunk that it needs to break above. But if it can do it, Ethereum should have a nice rise towards the 4K zone with somewhat an easy move. Definitely look at the volume profile here. It's easier to move higher than it is lower once you get to 3150. And then until you get to 4,000, it's fairly simple spike higher. So we'll keep an eye on it and keep you all updated. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.